Hello, everyone. This is Mark Levesque. I'm coming to you from Master Plan with another Master Plan moment. We're going to talk today about realizing God's will for your life, and it's really about the journey, not the destination. You know, when you realize that God's purpose in life from the very beginning was to live with people and through people, to rule through human beings, His creation on the earth. If when we realize that that's our ultimate purpose and that brings meaning to our life changes because we start to find meaning in every day and every even mundane task that we do. We start to find meaning because we've realized that my ultimate primary purpose in life is to allow God to live through me, that allow God to experience this world through me and allow me to experience God's life in me, living this life out. When I realize that it's about the journey, it's about God living through me in everything that comes my way, it changes my life dramatically. It starts to create a sense of purpose and meaning every day in every moment, and it changes the way that I live my life. It also creates a path towards a destination, but it creates the path being what the meaning's found in. The purpose in life is about the journey, not the destination. Even though we have a destination we're headed for, that God has an ultimate purpose and will for our life, the true purpose, the primary purpose and meaning for my life is to walk this life out as a journey, letting God live through me. And you know what? It's not always easy. When we start along this journey, there are tests and trials that come our way. And these come our way. And I'm not going to get into where they come from. That's a whole nother conversation. But these tests and these trials and these issues come from one place or another, but they actually enable us to see God living through us, strengthening us, guiding us through these issues, and it reveals God in us, an expectation of glory, as it says in the Bible. And so, living life is not easy because the ultimate purpose of God in our life is to change us into the person that God wants us to be. God more wants to make us the person He wants us to be than to end up at a destination that He has for us. We're going to look at Joseph, the dreamer. Joseph, from the early chapters in the Bible. Joseph is a well-known character. He's been a subject of stage and screen, so many people are familiar with Joseph and some of the aspects of his life. So we're going to look at Joseph's life and to try to look at life from the perspective of the destination or the dream and vision God has for us, and how that relates to our walk along the journey of life as we begin to realize and get closer and closer to that ultimate purpose and dream. And the main thing that life has for us, the main thing that we find in this journey, that God is there, even in the pit, even in the trials of life, God is there with us and wants to live in us and through us. So Joseph is given a vision, he's given a dream vision actually, and that vision, it really propels him along the journey in his life. And so we're given visions, we're given dreams, we're given purpose that is a destination, or it may not be clear to you yet. And a lot of people struggle, well, I don't know God's will for my life, I don't know His purpose for my life. That's not the key thing. If we realize the primary thing in life is that I've been created to house God. I've been created for God to live through me, live His life through me. If I realize that that's my purpose, I'll find meaning in life even if I don't even know what my ultimate purpose and destination is for my life. Even if I haven't gotten the vision God has for my life, the ultimate purpose of my life, the ultimate purpose of our lives here on earth is to let God live through us. Joseph was set off on this journey. He was chosen by his father to be the head of the family. He was given a coat of many colors. That created hostility with his brothers. His brothers actually were envious of Joseph. Joseph's vision showed that he would rule over his family. And so his brothers were envious him, and they sold him into slavery into Egypt. And so Joseph goes down into Egypt as a slave, and Joseph is wondering at this point, what happened to my purpose? What happened to the dream vision I was given? But God was going to use this journey to refine Joseph and to show Joseph that God was with him and in him. And Joseph prospers. He's sold to Potiphar, a ruler in Egypt. He prospers in Potiphar's house. Everything Potiphar puts in his hand prospers. But then Potiphar's wife ends up making advances to Joseph, wanting to have relations with him. Joseph flees from her because Joseph knows God's with him and he can't do this evil in God's sight, showing that he knows God's with him. And so he flees. And then Potiphar finds out hears from his wife that Joseph made advances, which wasn't true, and so Potiphar throws him into prison. So Joseph is in prison. This whole trial from slavery into prison, from the pit to the pit that's called prison, takes about 14 years. Joseph, it's discovered that Joseph can interpret dreams. He's called before Pharaoh. He interprets Pharaoh's dream. He tells Pharaoh that we're going to have a time of plenty, then we're going to have a time of famine. Pharaoh puts Joseph in charge of managing the abundant time so that they could make it through the lean time. Joseph becomes a ruler in Egypt. Joseph actually creates an environment where he can preserve the life of Israel and Egypt in Egypt. And so Joseph ends up ruling over his brothers and everyone in Egypt, and he's able to save the life of Israel. So Israel's preserved so that God's plan for the Messiah coming will come to fruition. So Joseph, through all that he went through, ends up seeing his ultimate purpose and vision realized, but he also realizes that it's the journey that makes a difference. And so Joseph ultimately is raised up out of the pit. Joseph becomes a ruler in Egypt, and Joseph actually fulfills his vision and dream. But the main thing that happened to Joseph is he knew that God was with him along the journey. I hope you found this helpful. Have a great day.